The Isle of Skye in the Scottish Highlands is one of the most beautiful and visited places in the UK. But why do so many people fall in love with this island, and what's it like to actually live here?
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Willie.
We sold our suburban home and risked it all to live a different pace of life, moving to a 200-year-old cottage in a remote corner of this incredible Scottish island.
Join us and our dogs Jack and Nori as we share what it's really like to take the plunge and live the dream, the highs, the lows, and everything in between.
This week, with the colder weather fast approaching, it's time to get Betty the boat tucked in and ready for the cold and unforgiving winter months ahead.
And while I tackle the boat, Sarah takes on the final garden tasks of the year as all the plants get ready for their winter hibernation.
Plus, Willie is working on something he found for his new obsession.
It's a hobby.
Another hobby?
Oh yeah, fair enough.
While working on yet another hobby, he makes a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, a truly beautiful and special find.
If you don't already, please do hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with our weekly adventures.
Join us as we continue.
Living the Skye life. As some of you might remember, before I lost my mum and before we had the hiatus from the channel, I started going out and finding stones on the beach, and I became quite interested in it. And what I started doing is cutting them and looking at the beautiful, how they are on the inside. It's just an amazing and fascinating hobby. Rock hounding it's called. During the time out, I really got into it, and I got in touch with this company in America called High Tech Diamond. Now, they have supplied these machines. Now, I have to say, I've been using these for almost a month now, so they're pretty messy. So I'll put on screen now what they were like when I first got them. Now, this one here on the left, this is a 6-inch saw, and it works with water and a well at the bottom. You've got variable speeds, etc. Now, it's great. It chops through stone really, really well. The one on the right, this is called a cabbing machine for cabochons, and you can polish them up at various different grits until you get them really polished on the final wheel. I'm not sponsored by this company. They did give me a bit of a discount, which was very good of them. Actually, it was a really good discount on the machines, and I said I would shout them out, and I am doing so. One, because that was a kind thing of them to do, and two, because I absolutely love them. Genuinely, they're amazing machines. So I'm going to show you from the start, from a handful of pebbles that I'm going to cut on this saw, right through to a polished up stone, and I'm also going to make it into an actual pendant. First thing I'm going to do is cut these pebbles and show you what they're like on the inside before I decide which one to work on. So let's start cutting some rocks. Right, so first rock. Let's see what it looks like. Whoa! Beautiful, very crystally. And because that's a whole nodule, if I was to make that into a pendant, I would just take a slice of it and then just pierce it there and then put the silver jump ring through and keep it as a whole nodule, which is one style that I've been working with, and I quite like it like that. Anyway, next stone. This one here is looking pretty cool. It's either jasper, red jasper, or it's agate. I've got this little vise fitting here that you can put the stones in, and I would do it if I was going that way, but I'm not. I'm going that way, so I'm going to hold it. Do it by hand. It. I don't love it. I thought it was going to be more red in the middle. This one will go in the B pile for now. Now for this stone I'm using the vise setting. So it's just got these little wing nuts on here. You tighten it up and it holds onto the stone and you just push it through. And it saves you touching the blade. But having said that, the blades don't actually cut you anyway. They only cut hard materials, not soft materials. So you can touch it a little bit and you're okay. I mean, I wouldn't want to push my finger on there. But certainly I've touched it a few times by accident. It's done nothing to my fingers at all. Now that's pretty exciting. I like that little line there. That is a cool stone. Definite candidate. And here's another. I think it's probably red jasper, this one. You can see the bands. I've just wet the stone so you can see it more clearly, but the bands run this way. And therefore, if I was going to make a pendant from that, I would probably align it that way. So the face of the pendant would go across this way. If I was to cut it that way, you would only get one colour. So yeah, I'm going to cut it across. is cool. I like that. Look at all the mottled effect, like the speckled. The thing is, actually, that's a bit worrying because the top of that's quite crumbly. If I was making a pendant out of this, I'd make sure that I just use the centre and none of the outside. But yeah, that's cool. I like that. That's a really nice stone. Next up, we have this one. Now, I don't know what this is going to look like on the inside. I don't know how much of this pink stuff is actually just seaweed. I have a feeling that it's going to be more sort of like this. I think it's just quartz mixed with granite. Anyway, let's give it a cut and see what's going on in there. Whoa, that's cool! Oh, wow, that is absolutely lovely. Look at all the different colours in there. That's a busy rock. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, this is the last rock. I'm trying to imagine what this looks like inside, but there's no point because we can just cut it. So let's do that. Okay. It's a nice stone. It's not my favourite out of the ones that we've done. It's definitely a keeper and I'll use it for something else. But today, well, what do you think? Which one do you think I should go for? These are the options that I've just cut. They all have their merits, but I think I'm going to go with this one. It's quite a nice day here on Skye, so I'm going to do some stuff on the boat. It's time to overwinter it. Took it out of the water a couple of weeks ago and I just haven't had a chance to get around to taking all the stuff out of it. All the batteries need to go in the house to stop them from getting damaged by the frosts in the winter. I've already run the engine dry of fuel and I've already purged it through with fresh water, a whole barrel full actually, so that's done. But I'm actually going to send the engine away, the lower half. If you've been watching our channel for a while, you'll know that we had lots of problems with that engine. And I've decided to send away the lower unit, which is the gearbox basically, to a specialist to have a look at it and see if it's actually worth rescuing it. If not, we will be replacing the engine for the next season. So the first thing I've got to do though is get all the fishing stuff off the boat. All the lobster pots are on there, all the fishing rods, all the fishing tackle, all that sort of stuff. Get it all off the boat. And then I'm going to fix those strap buckles that were damaged in the storm and take the lower unit off the engine to send it away to the specialist. And yeah, so it sounds like I've got a busy day ahead of me. Well, that'll do for now. I can get my repairs done now. But before I start the repairs, time to get the lobster pots and all the ropes away for the winter. Now I open them like that because birds tend to get in them, especially robins for some reason, and then they get stuck. So if you open them, they won't get stuck. A few people have asked me what I do with my ropes at the end of the season, get them clean again. The answer is I don't do anything at all. I just put them on a fence post and let nature wash them for the next couple of months. Then I take them off and I put them in the shed for the rest of the season. When the next season starts, I take them out and check that all the lead weights are still in the right place and the tape's okay that goes round them, and then they're ready again for the next season. As for my hands, I do need to wash those.
While Willie's getting on with stuff for the boat to get it prepped for winter, I'm going to do some jobs in the garden. We need to do a few bits and pieces to just get it ready to overwinter. We've already cleared the planters, so the peas are all gone. Pea plant roots are really high in nitrogen apparently, so if you leave those in the planters, it's really good for the soil. So I've done that, they're all cleared. For now, while we've had a nice week and it hasn't rained, it's been sunny and dry, I'm going to get the lawn done and maybe trim back the wildflower meadow as well. If you leave wildflowers to just bed down into the soil, they'll actually make that soil too nutrient rich to grow them again next year. Wildflowers like really low nutrient soil. The wildflower patch did do well. I'm not going to lie, the corn marigolds seem to have just taken over the entire thing. They're still flowering now and it's October and they've done so amazingly well that I don't know if anything else really got much of a chance. The best we had it was sort of mid-July, which fortunately coincided with our wedding, which was how I had that little wildflower bouquet directly from the garden, which was so lovely. So we had the yellow corn marigolds, we had lots of red poppies, that was really nice. We got a few cornflowers, we got a little bit of tufted vetch, we got a few little daisies popping up, but those other flowers I basically only got 2 or 3 of those, and mostly it was just the poppies and the corn marigolds. So I'm hoping next year maybe we get a bit more variety because it's the second year and the patch has had a chance to develop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim down those flowers, I'm going to leave them for a couple of days just to drop any seeds, and I've got a few extra things to plant. My mum gave me a present which was a box of yellow rattle seeds. She says that's really good for wildflower patches to keep grass down, so I'm going to put those in, and I've got some seed balls as well which are oxeye daisies, which was the flower I really wanted in the patch and I don't think I got any. So they're the really big daisies that are really big and beautiful. So I've got those and hopefully they'll bed in the autumn and then they'll come up in the spring. Fingers crossed. Phase 2 of the wildflower meadow hopefully is going to go well. Okay, strimming done. The next thing to do before I can mow anything at all is to do a sweep for dog poops, because the garden is our boys' toilet and yeah, you really don't want to hit that with the lawnmower. You don't need to watch this bit though.
Here is the stone that I'm going to cut, but there's an overhang here, so on the other side I've marked it, if you see what I mean. Now we'll go over and draw a template and then I'll cut it out. Let's do that. That is now my template. I need to remove all of this in order to get this shape and then go through the various stages of polishing and make it into a pendant. So what do you think of the stone?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Lots of different colours. It's going to look really good.
Okay, and what do you think about the crazy noises going on next door?
The worst thing I've found is that there's a constant dripping of water when he's cutting and polishing, and it kind of makes you need the loo a little bit. But otherwise, it's more noisy than editing, but it's not as noisy as drumming, so...
Oh, okay. It's good though, eh? You're enjoying seeing the process happening.
Yeah, it's really cool. He keeps coming through and showing me all these different stones that he's very proud of, and they look really good.
So here we have it. Time to cut it out. The rough shape. And now it's time to go over to the cabbing machine, which is an altogether different machine. So this is called a slant cabber. It's the same company, High-Tech Diamond, that made this. It's a great machine, I love using it, and I'm about to use it now and show you guys how it works. So this is the shape, and you can see the black line. I'm going to try and chase that round and cut it out with this. This is 180 grit, So it's the coarsest grit to start with. The water in the reservoir at the top here comes out this pipe, and that cools it down. It also means there's not airborne particles, because you don't want that. Okay, that's what it looks like now. And what I like to do is thin it towards the top in a sort of taper. I'm not going to make a traditional cabochon where you would dome the top. I seem to just like the style where it's flat. I think it looks really cool if it's flat on each side and really highly polished, and then just this lovely taper towards the top. Let's finish this off, at least the shaping of it on the first wheel. The next stage is to go down the grits. So I'm going to start now on the brown pad, and then I'll go onto the blue pad, and then I'll go into the orange pad, and then I'm going to go into a polishing pad. But I'll time lapse it all, of course, otherwise it'll be the longest video in history. Anyway, let's keep going. This stuff here is called cerium oxide. Now it comes as a powder, and then you mix it into a slurry like this, and that is for the polishing wheel there. And what you do is just basically paint it onto the wheel, let it soak in, and it causes a chemical reaction when used at speed on a polishing wheel, and it actually helps to polish it. It's not harmful to skin or anything, which is why I haven't got gloves on or anything. There we have it. So here it is, as is, and I'm really pleased with it. It's come out really well. The next thing is though, I need to drill a hole in it, and that's quite tricky. It takes a little while, but I'll show you how it's done. I use a little diamond bird drill on a Dremel with a gooseneck, put a little hole in it to accommodate the jump ring. Let's do that. So the hole's through now, and next I'm going to use this, which is a ball with the diamond bird again on it, and it's just to open out that hole. Right, that's the hole through it, like so. Next, need to polish that up. Right, this is some diamond paste in this syringe. I'm just adding this, and this helps wear away the material we don't want and smooth it off. So again, going with the Dremel, but this time there's one of these on, which is a buffing wheel, soft material. And I'll polish that away until it's really shiny and really smooth. Okay, it looks pretty shiny, pretty good to me. So on to the next stage, which is putting in a silver jump ring and soldering it. Yeah, that would have been too easy, yeah. That's a drill out job. That one was easy enough. There's something I've learned is the rivets that these things come with aren't strong enough for Skye. So what I do is I use these little stainless steel screws, and I've actually taken the dome off so they're nice and flat. So they sit flush in here like that. And I just screw them in. Now, on the ones in the top there, I did actually put little nuts on the back, but then I realised you don't actually need to because they've got such a snug fit. You can just screw them in. And they do not move because some of them have been up there for 2 seasons. That is nicely nipped up tight. Job done. That is not coming off. Now for the next one. Oh, it's easy, this one. Nice. Now for the engine. Job's a good one. Now to take that to the specialist and get it sorted. Fingers crossed at least, otherwise it's new engine time. The noise you can hear behind me, that's the battery charger. I'm charging up all the batteries that I took out of the boat. That's the lower unit off the engine, and that's going to the specialist. I'm probably going to drive up there tomorrow with it, or on Monday. And yeah, now I just get the cover back on the boat. Actually, there's more happening to the boat, but I'll tell you about that later.
Okay, so it's starting to get dark now and both the batteries have run out. So I took 2 rechargeable batteries to do the strimming and the mowing, and I almost finished, and there was one little corner I didn't manage to get done. But it could do with another going over tomorrow, hopefully, if it stays dry, just because that bottom layer was really wet. 3 passes on the lawn and it's not even quite done yet. Time to call it a night. Willie's still working hard on that rope that needs untangling. I think I got the better job there. And then after that, I think we'll come back to the garden tomorrow, because I want to leave those wildflowers just to drop any last seeds, and then I'll clear them away and I'll plant the new seeds that I've got. And that'll be us pretty much done in the garden for this year.
This is silver wire that I've bought in, and this is it's a device that you use for making jump rings basically. And what I'm going to do is just push the metal down, turn it, use these pliers. Forgive my messy workstation. I would say it's not normally like this, but it is. I think that's about the right size. Now, the jump ring needs to meet, and it needs to be a good fit. But what I like to do is take a little file like this and just rough it up and make sure there's no grease on there or anything that's going to stop it from soldering, because that's the main problem with soldering. If there's anything on there, it won't work. Then put your pendant on, and then once it's at the top, you twist it back on itself and just make sure there's enough movement and play in there. I think it's going to be fine. And I can usually do it with my fingers, just twist it so it's straight on and neat looking like that, and now I can solder it. So what I've done here is I've built this little nest of sand. Now why have I done that, you're probably wondering. It's because the stone under there could get damaged by the heat. So I've buried the stone in the sand. It's very slightly wet sand. Anyway, this stuff here is flux. So I'm going to put a little bit of flux on where the join will be, and I'll now burn that off. And now I'll put on a little bit of solder paste just over the join. Now, hopefully this will work. So what I want to do is I want to focus the heat in that little hollow as well, and that helps keep it in the one place. I think it's done it. It looks like it has. It's gone all shiny, which usually means it's worked. But we'll take it out in a little while and cool it off and have a look. Take it out. So it has worked, that's good, but obviously there's marks there and blackening. I just need to file that off, and then I'll give it a little bit of a polish up, and that should be it. Well, that took 6 hours in total to make that. but I'm really pleased with it. But it was actually a commission. So let's see how the person who owns it now feels about their new pendant. Have a guess who that might be. Well, happy with it? Mm-hmm. Let's have a look. Oh, that's nice.
Very shiny, very smooth.
What do you think, Nori? Nori's asleep. Oh no, he's not. Do you like Mummy's new pendant that Dad made? What do you think, Nori?
Nori thinks it's not edible.
Yeah, well, if
So
it had been
he's not
edible, it'd be
interested.
different. There you are. That's cool. And it just proves as well, you know, it's just a stone from the beach. So you're happy? Mm-hmm. You're going to wear it now for the rest of the day?
Yeah.
Good. I'll go and get your other one now.
My jewellery hanger's going to fall off the wall with all these.
Happy?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I should make them for other people?
Maybe. I mean, my mum's got one now. I've got a few.
Yeah, you got a few. There's another one as well that I made for my mum, and I made a very similar one for Sarah and my sister Leslie, and they wear them all now as a wee mark of honour to my mum.
I'm just in the bedroom getting ready this morning, and Willie really wasn't lying when he said he's made me a lot of pendants. I just put this one on, which is the one that he made for his mum before she passed, and also his sister. So we've all got matching pendants. I've got this one, which is one of the stones that we tumbled, and that's a really beautiful bit of agate. There's no lines in it, but it's just a really sort of glowy blue-orange, and it's really beautiful. I've got this one, which is actually a bit of pink granite, we think. So I've got that one, and I've got this one, which we think is jasper. It's got red and greens in it. And I've also got another agate one, which has got lines in. That's another teardrop. Yeah, they're just so beautiful. They glow. The thing is with Willie, when he gets a new hobby like this, he just gets obsessed with it and just goes hell for leather and has to do as much as he possibly can, find out everything there is to know, get all the gear. And I have to keep reminding him that I've only got one neck. I can only wear one, maybe two necklaces at the same time. More than that might be pushing it. So yeah, I'm running out of space for pendants pretty quickly.
Since filming this section, I found one of the most amazing stones I've ever seen. At first it looked like an ordinary beach pebble, so I didn't bother filming it, but when I got it home and cut it, what I found inside stopped me in my tracks. This seemingly ordinary pebble had a secret to reveal. A beautiful seascape with rocks in the foreground, blue sea, snowy mountains on the horizon, and a wintry sky above. But the most amazing thing is, it looks almost exactly like the place that I found it. I'm not sure what you folks think, but I reckon this is a scene straight from the coast of Skye, created about 50 million years ago and frozen in time within a small beach pebble just waiting to be revealed. We think it's made up from waterline blue agate for the sea, basalt for the rocks, white and grey agate for the snowy mountains, and quartz for the wintry sky. However, if we've got any of this wrong, please do let us know in the comments below. Now, the stone has taken a beating for countless millennia by the wild Hebridean Sea, so unfortunately the slice that I cut and revealed the seascape had several unstable fractures around its perimeter. So I carefully removed these edges by framing it into a circle and therefore stabilising the stone to prevent any further cracking damage from fluctuating moisture and temperatures. My next project for the stone is to learn how to make a sterling silver bezel and make it into a pendant for Sarah without the need to drill a hole in it. But that's for a future episode. For now, I just hope you enjoyed seeing this amazing work of nature as much as we did.
As always, folks, thank you so much for watching our video. We really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please do leave us a like, a comment, or subscribe if you don't already. It's free to do, helps our channel to grow, and you get notified when our new videos come out, which is every week, Wednesday night 8 PM UK time.
If you did enjoy watching our video and you'd like to help the channel further, you can do so over on Ko-fi by buying us a coffee or the dogs a wee treat, and what I really mean is you help with the running costs of making these videos for you every week.
Or if you want to help us out more long term, you can join our amazing community over on Patreon, where you get bonus content for helping us out each month.
If you're interested in our creative endeavours, you can go over to Sarah's Etsy store for our artworks, mugs, calendars, and other stuff like these.
Or if you want to listen to Willie's original music, which features in all of our videos, you can head across to his Bandcamp page for songs like these.
These old walls saw 100 lights, from the days of old to these days of mine. I don't mind if the storm hits tonight. There's no reason to go outside.
I'd like to say a massive thank you to everyone that has bought calendars and Christmas cards on my Etsy store since I launched them last week. I did sell out of the Christmas cards really quickly, which is amazing, but I am restocking very soon, so keep an eye on Etsy if you're interested in those.
Links to all of our pages are in the video description below.
Thanks again for watching, and we will see you
next week.
We're leaving our suburban life, moving over the sea to Skye. Are we chasing a dream? I guess in time we will see, when we're living the Skye life. Living the Skye life.
You're taller than me. Must be the first time
You're
ever.
slouching.
Hey Nori, what are you doing? You looking at Dad's new setup? Oh.
Pea plant roots are really high in nitrogen, I want to say. Oh, I thought I was going to run out of breath there. I've got this one, which is one of the stones that we tumble. Ooh. Still dropping them. A massive thank you to everyone that has bought. No, why can't I say this? Oh, yeah, my knee.
Yes, I did see your knee. Someone in Carden heard that.
Massive thank you to everyone that has board.
Cardboard.
Everyone's the board. I'm bored of getting this wrong. You really don't want to hit that with the, well, no, that's what it's called.
You were stuck.
I couldn't go anywhere.
You couldn't go anywhere. You're on the drum stool. I could just jump off.
Bye,
Bifocals. Click here to subscribe to live in the Skye life.
Click here to go back to the start of our adventures with our very first episode.